real estate had never really been on my radar, but during the time that we were loan officers, we both kept thinking, one of us really should get our real estate license, but we really just didn't even know where to begin with all of that. I mean, we learned a lot from the mortgage side, but it really wasn't our thing.
Yeah.
And so it was invaluable in that way, but it just was not something that I wanted to spend the rest of my life doing.
Well, hey, everybody, this is Ryan Surratt, the host of the Agent X Factor podcast. And today we have the wonderful Wana Crouch, who's part owner of the National Agent Network. And just one quick thing that I love about Wana is just her spirit, such a giving and caring spirit and a positive attitude. And so, Wana, I am so excited for you to be a part of this today. How are you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing well, Ryan. Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to get to be here.
Well, thank you. So one thing that's when I first met you that was really was very interesting to me, and there's very few real estate agents who are in this role. You used to be a lender, I believe, correct?
Yes.
Yeah,
I did.
And then, so how did you go from the lending world into being a real estate agent?
So my husband and I were loan officers, and we did that for 4 years. It was during the mortgage crisis a long time ago,
Wow.
and was very stressful, to
Yeah.
say the least. And during that time, we had a lot of family things that happened too, and one of those was my mom passed away.
Ah,
And real estate had never really been on my radar, but during the time that we were loan officers, we both kept thinking, one of us really should get our real estate license, but we really just didn't even know where to begin with all of that. I mean, we learned a lot from the mortgage side, but it really wasn't our thing.
yeah.
And so it was invaluable in that way, but it just was not something that I wanted to spend the rest of my life doing. And and when my mom passed away, we hired an agent to help us sell her home, who actually worked for National Agent Network. And we had a great experience with her. And the day that we went to closing, she shared with me that real estate was really not for her.
Mm.
And she said, I think you would absolutely love doing this. And she said, if you will get your license, I'll turn my business over to you. And so I really feel like 100% that God just opened the door and called me to do this. And I think He really, over the years, I didn't really think about it until I did get my license. But I think He really spent a lot of time preparing me for this. So,
Mm.
and I love doing it. So
That's
it's good.
fantastic. And now, so you started out working and there for National Agent Network, now part owner of it. And you all are helping so you're in East Texas, but you're located really in multiple spots or locations throughout the state of Texas, correct?
Yes. We are expanding with our brokerage, and we've got some agents now in the Houston area. We are expanding throughout more of East Texas as well. We have an agent in Sulphur Springs that covers a lot more of kind of Northeast. And so, yeah, we're looking at expansion. We have agents in the Austin area. So we've got all the large metropolitan areas pretty much covered, but still looking for agents in those areas as well.
That's wonderful. And so that kind of leads me to this next question, really, which would be, I mean, as you guys are expanding and you're bringing in new agents and maybe even seasoned agents, of course, as well, what are some of the, 2 or 3 different things that you try to instill in them so that they have a successful business like you have had?
Well, it's kind of funny that you would ask that. I did tell a couple of our agents the other day that I had a little bit harder learning curve when I first got my license because, of course, it was during 2008 and
Ah,
2010.
yeah.
And so every time I called somebody, they were like, "Oh, great. You really picked a great time to get into real estate, didn't you?" They didn't
Yeah.
know I had just finished, being in the mortgage
Yeah.
business for the 4 years before that.
Yeah.
Um, so I tell them I really want to be able to shorten their learning curve is
Mm,
really what I like being able to do. And so I like being able to help. Um, Teaching has always been a passion of mine. So I love being able to teach them. I love being able to help them. Part of, I guess, my passion is service and being able to encourage them, give them the tools that they need in order to be successful, but also I really, I like to, I guess, help them be more themselves and
yeah.
more real with people. And and I would say all of our agents are very authentic and they really have a passion to serve our clients. I think that's one thing that sets us apart. A lot of times there's some great brokerages and great realtors out there, but we really want to help our clients accomplish their goals and we want to help our agents accomplish their
Hmm.
goals. And that's really huge for us.
Is there some way that you help? Because you said a lot of your agents are known for being authentic and a passion for service. Is there something that you are doing? You think that they pick that up, or you are just already like that, so people are just being drawn to like-minded individuals?
I think in some ways, I feel like our broker is that way. And then I feel like it's just a trickle down effect. And so I think more people are drawn to us who are already that way.
Hmm. That's excellent. That is great. So let me ask this. So is there any types of resources that you give to your agents or point them to help their business, such as, marketing on Facebook or anything of that nature that really is tangible that you might could share that would be beneficial for an agent in this market?
Mhm. I think one of the things that really is helpful to an agent is having really good, strong systems in place. Um, I'm kind of a systems person. I like systems.
That's excellent.
And and so, in fact, a webinar years ago, they had a big conversation on, which is the best CRM to use. And all the agents that were in the webinar were throwing out all kinds of ideas and suggestions of which one was the best one
Yeah.
out there. And finally the moderator said, well, the best one is the one you actually use.
That's
And so
a good point.
I thought that was pretty clever.
Yeah.
Um, and so we really like to encourage them. We give a lot of flexibility to our agents so that they don't have to feel like they're just fitting in, into some kind of a little mold.
Sure.
Um, but we also like to provide the tools. In fact, one of our agents recently she was juggling a lot of transactions and clients. And so almost like juggling a lot of plates at one time. And she said, boy, I am so glad that you have these systems in place to keep everything moving
Yeah.
along like it needs to. And it makes a big difference for them.
Huh. That's uh that's wonderful. So what other systems, you said you're a systems person, what other
Mhm.
systems are you utilizing in your business to serve clients?
Um, so we do have a really good CRM that we use, a very robust CRM. And then we also have a transaction management system that really works well. and it helps us to be able to stay and communicate more with our clients, keep them in the loop of where they are in that process.
Wow.
Um, and so we've researched a lot of different ones and it's taken us a long time to figure out which one really is a good fit for us. And so that's been very beneficial, um, to be able to use that to keep our clients more up to date with everything that's going on and
That's
to be able to keep that open communication with them.
I'm blown away really about that because most agents they don't have anything like that. They don't use a CRM system, and then some type of transaction management. Giving I guess milestone updates and that type of
Right.
yeah. There's just you're the only person I've ever heard talk about that
Oh,
on the real
goodness.
estate agent side. Yes, yes. So
Okay.
that's phenomenal. I like to make sure my clients are updated through milestones, but I haven't heard of an agent really doing that. And so that's um, that's just gold. That really is. That's great. Anything else that you can think of that would just be helpful as a to an agent to know about the systems that you guys have that are working in this market, or if not, in this market, is there anything that you are seeing yourself or agents do that are helping move the needle? Because this is a tough market here in
It
October
is a tough
2023.
market.
People just say
I
it's
think,
wonky, but it's hard.
yeah, it is. It's wonky and it is hard. I mean, you have to find some way to set yourself apart. And I think that being real with people, uh, and caring about your clients and your agents and helping them to, I think, understand the process. I mean, sometimes we're so accustomed to being in this field and knowing all the terminology and all of that, uh, that we can sometimes just blow past our clients.
Yeah,
And I think it's really important for us to slow things down and help our clients understand where they are in the process and how that impacts them and what options they have. I mean, that's part of, our job, I feel like, is to be very real with them. I've had past clients tell me horror stories of past experiences, and I just feel like we really are in a place where we need to put our clients' interests ahead of our own and take that fiduciary responsibility seriously. And then I think just being available. I've had some agents tell me that, oh, I just stick that listing on the MLS and I just kick back in my chair and wait for somebody to sell it,
huh.
kind of thing. And I'm like
Wow.
a little horrified by that, but
Yeah.
okay.
Wow.
Um, but I mean, our clients expect us to work hard for them, and our clients expect us to be professional and to maintain that level of professionalism uh, and to communicate clearly with them. And I think that those are some really important key things that any agent in this market can do. Even just being available, answering their phone. uh,
Sure.
I've had agents call me and say, "Juan, I want to make an offer on one of your listings, but I can't get a hold of my broker and I'm a new agent. Um, and I
Huh.
don't really know how to fill this part out," and
Wow. Wow.
and
So you're
and I
helping
mean,
agents on
I'll
the other side on your transactions. Wow.
yeah. And my heart goes out to them because I know how scary it is when you first get started and you don't want to make a mistake. You want to do a good job for your clients. So I get that. But, Aaron and I both really work hard to make sure we're available to our agents. In fact, one night I was on the phone with one of our agents and it was about 9 o'clock, and that agent made, the comment, something we were talking about, availability and stuff. And I said, well, a lot of brokerages don't have a team leader or a broker or someone who will answer their phone at 9 o'clock at night,
Yeah.
you know, to
Yeah,
talk about a situation. So
that's that's one thing that I really have just admired about you is your availability and really just your spirit to be for people to feel welcomed and to come to you. And so I remember we sat down, you, I, and Ray, your husband, sat down with had a coffee. I don't know how. I guess that was about a year ago or so, wasn't it?
oh wow,
And
yeah.
and just both you and him, and this is I thought was just so well, it just showed your character and your Christ-like spirit that you just had care and concern for me and was asking me about myself. And so I thought, wow, that's just that's different. But it's a great quality. And so I really appreciate that. And I think that's probably part of the reason that you've been so successful. And there was one thing that you've mentioned to me before, and we can edit this out if we need to, but there was, wasn't it the case that you guys give back or how you have your structure set up with the compensation or something that it was hundreds of thousands of dollars. Can you
Yes.
elaborate on that?
So we have a little bit different business model. We offer a lot of flexibility and freedom to our agents to operate their business in a way that works best for them. And um, throughout 2021 and 2022, we had the opportunity to give back to our clients over $1.4 million.
Huh, huh.
So we like doing that. It's fun.
Yeah, yeah, 1.4 million. That's you don't
Yes.
hear many other brokerages. I don't know of any other brokerage that is saying that. So way to go. That's
Well,
one.
thank you.
Well, let me ask this as we're getting close to wrapping up the show. Let me ask: is there any type of secret sauce that you have, or anything that is kind of your go-to? That's a really good tip that maybe you could share with an agent that's listening to help them move the needle a little bit in their business.
Oh, goodness. I think I don't really have a secret sauce that I can think of. I
Ah,
mean, other than uh, a really great broker, a great brokerage, an awesome support
yeah.
team, and really great agents. But finding somebody that's probably going to give them the support that they need in order to help them build their business in a way
Mm.
that works best for them.
So really, what I hear you saying is find somebody, whether you're with them now or somebody else, that helps support your business, and maybe even you kind of said this aligns with where you're wanting to go. And because
Yes.
if you're out of alignment, then it's going to be hard to get to where you want to go. So that is good. Is there anything that I haven't asked you that maybe I should have asked, or anything you that we need to add that would just be really helpful for an agent listening to this, trying to grow their success?
Say to learn as much as they can.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
good.
education is really important. And even to the point of maybe, I mean, because you want to know your contracts well. I mean, there's so much in real estate that's involved, and people think it's just an easy peasy thing to do. But to be really successful and to be really good at what you do, you have to know what you're doing. You have to know the market. You have to know how to do a proper market analysis. You have to understand the contracts,
Mm,
and there's so many different facets to it, and it's really crucial for them to educate themselves. They really need to be self motivated if they're expecting somebody else to take care of them or pass leads on to them or help them get started, they're probably going to have a very difficult time in this business. So I think being self-motivated is really huge, and sometimes just seeking help, whether
mm,
it's going out and seeking a really good coach or really good mentor, someone that can help them uh, get over some of the hurdles that they maybe are experiencing.
That is that is so good. No one have I ever heard say, seek help. Yeah, that's phenomenal. Well, Wana, how could somebody, if they wanted to reach out to you, maybe it's a client that sees this and interested in you helping them, or an agent that wanted to get more information about how maybe you can help them, how could they reach out to you?
They can call my cell phone. They can call or text. It's 903-714-2532. And they can also call our office line, which is 903-533-1659. Or they can reach out to me by email, which is Wana, WANA, at wanarealtor.com.
That is phenomenal. I love your the flow of how your name goes with Wana Realtor. So I love it. Love it. Well, thank you for being a part of the show today. And I tell you what great information that you have just unpacked here. It has been very helpful for me. Some great stuff that I haven't seen or heard other agents doing. So this would be definitely a great episode for our new real estate agent to digest, maybe listen to a couple of times, and maybe even connect with Wana and to see how she can benefit your business. Thanks so much for Wana for being on again. And to our listeners, thanks for listening today. And we'll catch you next time as we interview top agents like Wana and as they share their advice on growing your business. We'll catch you next time. Bye now.